colleagues, we start our working day, and as always, we'll have the briefing by Colonel Andriy Lysenko about what happened in the anti-terrorist operation zone over the last 24 hours. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. The situation in the zone of the anti-terrorist operation remains tense. However, it is controlled by the Ukrainian military. Over the last 24 hours, the gunmen have 50 times violated the regime of ceasefire along the entire line of demarcation, and in particular, more than one-third of provocations took place with the use of weaponry banned by Minsk agreements, including 120 millimeter mortars and 122 millimeter artillery. Also, the gunmen have 3 times used the tanks. The hottest spots of opposition were Shirokino and Talakivka in Mariupol sector, and in Donetsk sector, the vicinity of Donetsk airport, including the settlements Pisky, Opitna, Avdiivka, and the vicinity of the mine Putilivska, also the suburbs of Gorlivka in Luhansk sector, the positions of anti-terrorist operation forces next to Trikh-Izbinka settlement. We have to note that the enemy concentrates the blows from armored vehicles on some of the parts of the demarcation line. All the 3 tank blows were delivered against Pisky. Next to Trikh-Izbinka, the gunmen have attempted to storm a Ukrainian stronghold. The Ukrainian military have repelled the attack. The enemy sustained losses and was made to withdraw. Also, the gunmen have violated ceasefire in the vicinity of Shirokino, using artillery, mortars, and firearms, smaller firearms. At the time, there were international monitors from OSCE there, and the Ukrainian side, together with the monitoring mission, has offered to demilitarize Shirokino with a full ceasefire and withdrawal of the arms. However, the gunmen continue to violate international law and effect provocations which demonstrate their mood to further launch combat action. The Ukrainian bodyguards have detected 4 flights of enemy drones over the last 24 hours. As a result of armed action, there are no dead among the Ukrainian military. 4 of them were wounded, including 3 as a result of a clash next to Trikh-Izbinka. The Security Service of Ukraine, together with the State Fiscal System Service, have detained more than 100 railway cars with scrap metal and coal that were planned to take beyond the boundaries of the temporarily occupied territory for its further sale. And the money, the profit was meant by the gunmen to finance their bandit formations. At one of the road checkpoints next to Mariupol, the state auto inspection servicemen have stopped the car where they found a submachine gun and boxes from ammunition. The 3 people who were in the car started to conduct themselves aggressively and tried to snatch weapons from the law enforcer. However, those people were calmed down and detained, and a lot of ammunition was confiscated from them. We remind you that a month to voluntarily surrender the weaponry continues until the 30th of April, and people who voluntarily surrender illegal arms are being relieved from criminal responsibility. Yesterday, several of our heroes who are at the moment being treated at the Chief Military Clinical Hospital got their awards. 6 of the armed forces servicemen who took part in the antiterrorist operation were awarded according to the decree of the President of Ukraine, including Colonel Dmytro Vinokurov and Colonel Oleg Ostapets, also soldiers Alexei Zamirko, Ali Kirimov, Alexei Sokolovsky, and Lieutenant Sergeant Vitaly Sitnik. After the intensive practical training on the basis of the training center of the Academy of Land Forces, the mobilized military are going through the combat adjustment and alignment. They are learning to drive a military transporter. At the same time, they also, almost without intervals, are learning to fire from different kinds of weapons. Soon they will go to further carry out their services in the combat units of the armed forces of Ukraine. However, they won't make it immediately to the zone of the anti-terrorist operation. They have to learn a lot before this. Their rotation goes on among the Ukrainian law enforcers in the anti-terrorist operation zone. The policemen from Dnipropetrovsk region went to the east of Ukraine. The detachment is formed of law enforcers who voluntarily expressed their willingness to serve in the anti-terrorist operation zone, and they have undergone tactical special firearms, physical and psychological preparation and training in the training center, and also work is being conducted with the workers who come back from the anti-terrorist operation zone. A detachment of policemen came back to Ivano-Frankivsk after they've been to Mariupol over a month. They came back in their full number. The spokesperson of the State Department of the USA, Mary Harf, said that the United States have information about Russian delivery of heavy armaments and anti-air missile sets to the gunmen, and also about the important role of the Russian Federation in training and coordination of bandit formations in the east of Ukraine, including at the same time representatives of many diaspora organizations in the USA, including the Ukrainian Congress Committee of America, American Jewish Committee, Armenian Assembly, and also Georgian, Czech, Hungarian, and Baltic diasporas have written to President Barack Obama with an appeal to provide additional financial help to Ukraine and reinforce sanctions against Russia. Yesterday, a citizen of Georgia died in the anti-terrorist operation zone in the vicinity of Azov battalion. How this happened, and another citizen of Georgia, a military person, got wounded within the regular forces of the armed forces of Ukraine and National Guards, and only Ukrainian citizens are serving. However, we treat with great respect those who try to help Ukrainians to free their land from invaders who continue to occupy our territories and who take part in the aggression against Ukrainians. I emphasize once more that we are very grateful for the support that we get from foreign citizens. Any questions? If there are no other questions, thank you, the spokesperson for the anti-terrorist operation. Our next briefing tomorrow is at 9 a.m. and Colonel Lysenko will be here at 12:30. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.